You are on probation in 4 cases, 4 different cases. There's a first amended motion to revoke probation that has been filed in each of these cases, ma'am. And these allege, looks like burglary of a habitation, burglary of a habitation, burglary of a habitation. And of course, to round out the field, burglary of a habitation. You're on probation for, looks like since July of 23. Would that be about right? It's all about the same time? Yeah. Sentenced to 10 years in prison, probated for 10 years in each of these cases. Is that right? So you're looking at up to 10 years in prison if you don't do well. Well, there's a first amended motion filed in each of these cases, and it's alleged that you failed to report to the probation office in August of 24, failed to immediately report your change of address to the probation office, provided a urine sample in July of 24 that had methamphetamine and amphetamines and other drugs in your system, failed to provide verification of performing community service hours, failed to make restitution payments, and failed to pay court assessed fees. Also, it looks like in March of this year, it states you committed the offense of illegal possession of a controlled substance. Is that a case filed in the parish of Calcasieu in Louisiana? Is that a pending case?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe it.
And then failed to remain in Jefferson County by being in Calcasieu Parish in Louisiana without permission, and then illegally possessing methamphetamines, according to Calcasieu Parish. There's 10 different violations here. Only takes one to get revoked and for me to assess the punishment. All right, what are we going to do on this case while she's just kind of sitting around? And I know she wants to move on with her life. What are we going to do, Mr. Turk? Do we need a hearing on this?
We may, Judge, just because I think there may be some mitigation on this one that she wants to present. She has given me letters.
Always plead true, and then mitigation is part of what is the disposition issue.
Part of it, I want to make sure she understands what the risks of pleading true are. When we're having conversations in the back,
You understand that if it's up to the court, if I find any of these allegations true, then, and that's just by what we call a preponderance of the evidence, I'm playing the scales of justice, 50%, a fraction more true. If that's all it takes, then your probations could be revoked and you can be sentenced up to 10 years on each of these cases. And that's 40 years in prison. Now, I probably wouldn't do that, realistically add them up to each other, but certainly if you were sentenced together, if I decide to put them all together, that's still up to 10 years in prison. That's still a lot of, I wouldn't want to go to prison, for a day, much less for 10 years. But you can't commit crimes or violate your probation. That's important. 93% of the people on probation are successful. 93%. And I want 100%. But sometimes folks like you end up making mistakes if you did, and we've got to fix them. And that's what we do here. Now, the question is, what do you want to do? Are you going to plead true to these, or do you want a hearing on this? And that's between you and your lawyer to talk about. Have you had some time to talk to Mr. Turk? He's a nice man.
Yeah.
But are you ready to decide what you're going to do, or do you need a little more time to think?
No, sir, I'm ready, and I would like to speak if I.
You're going to be heard. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to everything everybody says. And this is a nice man. He's representing the state. He's a prosecutor. And Mr. Turk, you're a defense attorney, and you. And then there's the probation officer, and everybody's going to get heard. And then I get to make the decision. You don't get a jury trial. It's up to me. So what do you want to do? And when do you want to do it? That's all I want to know today.
To do it right now. And I wrote you a letter If
You did?
I haven't had a chance to do it to you.
Oh, was it a nice letter?
It's a nice
Oh,
letter.
okay. Well, I like nice letters.
She's
But you're
got
gonna
the-
get, you can even read it to me if you want.
Yes.
That's your business. All right. Does then, you've had a chance to think of this. This was filed back on September 30th. So that's not a long time at all. These are new. So do you waive, you have 30 days at least, I give you, to prepare for this, or do you want to move forward today? You would? All right. Does Mr. Turk, on behalf of the defendant, does the defendant waive formal readings of these first amended motions to revoke probation in these cases? Cause numbers 23 CR 341, 23 CR 342. All right. So that one is true and correct, right? All right. And you're going to get a chance to speak here. Then we're going to go to allegation 4 in each of these cases. And this alleges that on July 30th of 2024, which may have been a bad sign. That was the last time you had reported, huh? July 24th. On that day, July 30th, 2024, you provided a urine sample, I guess, to the probation office, and it showed, it was tested scientifically and showed that you had methamphetamine, amphetamine, ecstasy, and marijuana in your system, which is a violation of your probation order. Is all of that true and correct?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading true to that voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently, and because it is true? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Again, the same thing applies. You have to understand that a knowing and voluntary plea of truth to any violation of probation, that is enough to grant the motion to revoke probation. Your probation can be revoked and you can be sentenced to no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison. So understanding that, as we had told you before on the other violations, knowing that, do you insist on pleading true to this allegation nonetheless? I find you are pleading true voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true. Okay. And then finally, we've got this thing, this little rash of problems out of Calcasieu Parish. What's the status on all of that? Mr. Turk, do you know?
I don't know for a fact. I'm not.
All right, I'm reluctant to go into that because it could affect the dispositions of those, and she's presumed innocent unless found guilty. So we can move forward, though, on these 2 allegations, 1 and 4. All right? Now, anything to add from the state of Texas?
Yeah, they're just 2 large amounts of restitution, 0341 and 0360 that's still owed. I believe in speaking with probation that we believe she has of course, a drug issue.
Let me ask you from probation, help me out on this. She's been on probation, since July of, for 2 years. How much restitution has she paid? Nothing. Okay. All right. It's not good, obviously. All right. Anything else?
I think, Your Honor,
What are you asking for from the state?
if she were to stay on probation, we would recommend SafeP to try and get her some treatment for drug issues and a high risk mental health caseload there that would try to get her on track to pay back. If not, we'd ask for 7 years TDC, Your Honor.
How much time does she have? She's got 226 days. From probation, what do you think? Is there any I mean, if you don't show up, we can't help you.
The August appointment of last year was supposed to be so we can meet to get her signed up for safety special needs. So I'm still wanting to do that for her to get treatment, and then afterwards, the high medium risk caseload.
So she was placed on probation in July. Okay. She never reported. After that?
After that last appointment, she didn't report back. She did.
No,
We were trying to
okay.
get her.
I placed her on probation on July 31st of 2023.
Right.
So when did she report?
She was reporting at that.
Okay,
She-
for a year,
Mhm.
for about a year.
Yes, but previously she had, once she was placed on probation, she had to do 180 days up front. So afterwards, after she was released from the county jail, then she was reporting. She was reporting up until July 30th of 24. After that last appointment, she did.
And the total amount of restitution that's owed in all of these 4 cases?
It gets roughly 24,000, Your Honor.
But none has been paid? Nothing? Okay. All right, in defense.
Judge Ms. Stafford I have talked to her a little bit. She said that the time prior to all the revocation and before she was arrested, she did have issues with drugs, and that was the mainstay of why she was having all of these issues. She was homeless at the time. I think she told me that she took the drugs in order to stay up to guard her stuff, which is understandable.
I want to know your homeless. Where are they giving away the drugs? Maybe I shouldn't be telling everybody this, but where do they give away methamphetamine and amphetamine? Are they giving that away? They're giving it away out on the street? Where? I've never seen a sign. Here, free drugs. I've never seen that. I'm sorry. What we'll do is come back for a hearing and look at this 40-year sentence, because I'm sorry, you don't follow any rules now. You don't follow the rules of decorum, being nice, polite, nothing. And all this is your choices. These are your choices. No, that's all. We'll have a hearing on this, and we'll decide at up to 10 years on each of these cases. It's obvious that she's destined not to follow any sets of rules, whether it's with probation or with the court and just decency of dealing with other people. That is all. You were placed on probation. Let's see, it's over 2 years ago for a fraud. And a motion to revoke probation was filed in this case on December 12th of 2024, which alleged you committed the offense of fraud on or about June 6th, 2024 in Orange County, Texas, in violation of condition 1 of your probation order, which is don't commit a crime. Failed to provide verification of performing community service hours as required in violation of condition 18 of your probation order, and in arrears by of fees and costs and restitution in the amount of $9,640 in violation of condition 35 of your probation order.
Community service fees and not reporting for the months of election.
Okay, that would be 2, 3, and 4 of the First Amendment, right?
Right.
And then allegation, the first one is a substantive crime of fraud. All right. Well, we can do that today on 2, 3, and 4. The state wants, but you want a hearing on the issue of allegation 1?
I don't know if they want,
Hold on, let him talk, please.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah, you can speak now.
Yes, Your Honor, and also to have access and provide that to Mr. Kimmler, a lot of those jail calls that I was referencing that potentially use.
All I'm worried about is the time, what we should do. They want to prove up allegation 1. Does she want, is it your preference to allow her to plead to 3, 4, and 2, 3, and 4 now?
Yes,
Okay,
and then we'll request a bond and set it for a contested hearing.
all right. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statements you make, Mary Genevieve Bond, to this hearing on this motion to revoke probation filed April 21st, 2025? Your statements shall be true and correct, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Lower your hand. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this first amended motion to revoke probation? Can we proceed in summary?
So,
In summary, this first amended motion to revoke probation alleges that on April 28th, 2023, in this court, this criminal district court of Jefferson County, Texas, you were convicted of the state jail felony of fraudulent use or possession of identifying information and was sentenced to 2 years in the state jail. That was suspended. You were placed on regular probation for 5 years. Is that true?
Yes.
Ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
speak up.
Okay. Allegation 2 states you failed to provide verification of performing community service hours as required in violation of condition 18 of your probation order. Is that true or untrue?
Yes, sir.
True.
But he's just can't win running his
3 of this motion to revoke probation states you failed to pay court assessed fees as directed, and as of September 10th, 2024, you were in arrears $9,640 on fees, payments, fine, restitution, etc. Is that true or untrue?
Sir, it's true.
Okay, but were you able to pay any of that?
Well, I had employment and
Were you able to pay any?
no, sir.
You weren't even able to pay anything?
No, sir. And
Okay. The court should make, and if revocation, what is the appropriate sentence? What would be the disposition if I deem revocation has been supported by a preponderance of the evidence or greater? And when can we reset that hearing for?
2 weeks, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Would 2 weeks be enough?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I know you're going to ask for a bond. I just want one step at a time. Hearing 2 weeks, good?
that's fine. All right, the other thing with her, I wanted her to address the court because I think her employment opportunities, there's a temporal constraint on that. And that's why she needs to get out to avail herself of this employment opportunity. If you could enlighten what your situation is with a job.
yes, I was given an opportunity, Your Honor, to work for a company with property management, which is what I did prior to all of this. And I just would like an opportunity, even if an ankle monitor or anything, to be, it's the first time I've been given an opportunity to make this kind of money where I could pay my debts and still have a reasonable life with my children that I could afford. And I believe that I can pay the full amount monthly on it. I don't know if the opportunity will come again.
What's the company's name?
Axiom,
And what would be the job title?
property manager.
And that would be in bond?
Yes.
And what type of property would you be managing?
Well, it would be a work from home situation. I wouldn't even be on the property,
What would you be doing?
overseeing the property underneath supervision. I worked for them prior. for
Just a
4
real
years.
estate or apartment complex?
Yes. I worked for them prior and they said they would give me an opportunity. They were gonna overlook some of this and try under the supervision of regional.
Up to now, have you had difficulty obtaining and maintaining employment?
Absolutely.
So because of the substantial publicity surrounding your case
Bleeding is pretty with a lot of difficulty for me to maintain employment in the film.
in Jefferson County, is that right?
That's correct.
Pass with it.
Anything?
Your Honor, I'd absolutely object to that. She was aware.
Did you want to ask her any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. What do you want to?
All right. I'm obviously opposed to any kind of a bond. She was aware that she didn't report and that she was there was a warrant out for arrest, and she just didn't show up. In fact, was in Houston and had to get pulled over in order to be brought in.
Because chambers.
Okay. Anything else?
No, we would just request her.
We're resetting this hearing for 2 weeks. Is that right? And everybody can be ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Your request for bond is denied. This is a conviction, a felony conviction, and the court finds some of the information that's been given here that one of the way you fix a loss of money to people, and you have a prolific reputation in this case, a prolific reputation of what was lost in fraud. But for the last 2.5 years, $108 total, woeful. It's terrible. It speaks volumes. Failure is not an option in your situation, man. The mess that you had made, you needed to be successful in getting these people paid back, and that was not done. And also, your credibility is shot. It's you. Fraud keeps coming up with you, and this court is going to be careful of each step it takes. But you have been given chances that you should have taken better advantage of. We'll see you in 2 weeks. That is all.